everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Half a Nice Day podcast with your host, Joshua.
And Janine.
And today, we are joined by a very special guest.
Very special.
Another halfie.
Yes!
And his name is Fahad, and he's actually half Filipino and half Emirati, and he's a professional boxer out here in the UAE, and he goes by the name Kid Emirati. So welcome to the show, Fahad.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
So thank you for being here once again. And before we begin, I just want to say how I met him.
Yeah.
So I met him at a comedy show.
Oh God.
And and there was a because back then we used to have a break in between everyone's sets, and then there was an improv game in the middle.
Oh, that back then? Oh God, that was a long time ago.
It was a very long time ago, and I met him, and I was on stage for this improv game, and then he comes up. And I'm like, this guy looks Nepali for sure. I thought you were Nepali straight up.
I get that a lot. I always get Nepalese. Like, I remember one of the people, they're like, yo, you're from Nepal, right? I was like, bro. Like, I'm not.
It's very obvious from your face, I have to admit. And then I met him, and then he's like, because whenever I go on stage, and I hate this about me, is like when people come on stage, especially the first timers or never did comedy, I'm like, this guy might be funny, but he's not stage funny.
Yeah.
And then throughout the game, he was like nailing all the bits, because it was like things you cannot say at a certain event, or things you cannot say at a certain something, you know?
Yeah.
But he was like nailing everything. Where I'm like, wow, this guy's really funny. And I didn't know he was half Filipino and half Emirati then until at the end of the show, Ima introduces us. And she says that he's half Filipino Emirati. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Because I don't think I've ever met anyone who's half Filipino, half Emirati.
I think I've only met once, way back.
No.
And a girl.
A girl?
Yeah. So it's very interesting, right?
It's very cool. It's very cool. It's very unique.
No, like, we're pretty common, like, I wouldn't say weak.
Yeah.
But, like, my cousin, like, I wouldn't say cousin, but you know, like, the family friends that you grew up with?
Yes.
Yeah, so there's a lot of half Filipinos and half Emiratis around, like
Yes.
my cousin Badr and stuff like that. Like, I can name a few.
A lot. Yeah. So you grew up here in Dubai as well, right?
Yeah, born and raised here. It's my hometown.
Dubai kid.
But I didn't know that when you said I nailed it. I didn't know I nailed. I was nervous. I was so scared as soon as I got up stage.
Going on stage is half the battle. That's why.
Yeah.
And you went on stage, and I didn't see any like hesitancy or nervousness from you.
I know. I just learned how to fake it because like going out when I went to study abroad, right? I sat in my bed. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm here alone. What do I do? So as soon as I went out, saw my flatmates, I was like, hi everyone.
Oh,
so
look
it's just
at
like
you.
learning how to like adapt to that.
Fake it till you make it kind of thing.
Basically, I faked it, and then I grew up to be a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah. I think that's one good trait from halfies is that we learn to adapt because again, we're coming in from two different cultures. We're trying to see where we can fit in, and there's really nowhere that there's no one box that we both we all fit in. So you learn to adapt, and it's easier for you to like be in different circumstances and get yourself to just push it a little bit further than other people, I guess. Yeah.
No, 100% agree, because even being born in Dubai, we're exposed to so many other nationalities other than our own.
Yeah.
So we start to adapt. We start to learn a little bit about different nationalities, even if it's like common stereotypes. I think that's enough for us to at least start getting into that different culture and that mindset. But I remember that day so clearly, and then you performed quite a few times after that, and I remember his style, because he always wore this bandana on his head. I'm like, this guy's so badass, dude.
Nice. But you haven't done it in a while, right?
Yeah, it's been a year.
You've been busy.
Busy, like, and then the pandemic happened.
Right.
All we did was just basically stay home, right?
Right.
So and then came back. I was like, I wanted to get back being fit for boxing. That's what I wanted to do. But in my mind, I was like, you know what? It was really fun to do it. Make people laugh for once.
I think it's a very difficult thing to do. So really, I commend both of you for just being on stage and trying your best at comedy, because I feel like not everyone can do it. You can't push it. You know, it comes naturally.
Yeah,
right?
I guess it's like, if you're funny, you're funny.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like you can become funny.
You can educate yourself to be funny, but it's easier when you're like natural at it. Yeah.
Yeah, and because I always feel that everyone is born with a sense of humor. I think just how you exercise it at the end of the day.
True.
And I remember you came with a clique as well, like a whole bunch of people, and they're all like supporting you. And I really love that, because I remember the first time I went on stage, I had a whole group supporting me, and it's a good feeling.
Yeah,
as
it's
well,
a good
right?
feeling when your friends are like, all right, dude, you got this. And then to hear them laugh is just like, oh, yo, my friend came up to me. He's like, bro, I didn't know you were actually this funny.
Cute. That's nice.
Yeah.
I think that's what you need, like a little bit of boost from your loved ones, your friends,
100%.
Yeah. Because imagine you going there alone. Maybe if everyone else laughed and you don't know anyone in the crowd, that's like, nice. I was able to make everyone laugh. But if you have people with you, like to support you all the way, like it's
you get more
easier.
Comfortable. Yeah, you see some familiar
Yeah.
faces in the crowd, and then you're like,
Yeah, your support system always is like, it has a big effect on how you do, you know?
yeah, and you should be knowing it because you're a boxer as well, right? So
Oh
when
my
you
God,
see,
yeah.
so how did you get into boxing though?
Right. Funny story. Basically,
I love this. I love funny stories.
So basically, I was a basketball player before, right?
Nice.
But then, you know, half Filipinos, we're short. So height is not on our side. So it was off season from school. So I was like, I need to do something to keep moving, you know? And then I watched one of the Rocky movies, Creed.
nice.
You know that? Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, exactly. I saw him. He started the training montage. I was like, yo, this is so cool. I looked at my mom. I was like, Mom, I'm trying boxing. She's like, why are you lying? Stop. You're not going to do boxing. You can't punch anyone. You know? So she was like that. I was like, watch me. I'm going to try. Tomorrow I'm going to join the gym. I went, joined the gym, tried it. I was like, this thing is so hard. It's so difficult. I can't keep my hands up for 30 minutes. Or like,
And that's already you doing basketball
yeah,
before.
I thought I was
yeah.
already fit because of basketball.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But then just throwing that first punch, I was like, oh, this is pretty fun, you know? And then one day led to a month led to 3 months, and then led to a year, and I had my first fight. Because I wanted that to determine whether if I really wanted to do it or not.
Okay.
I had my first fight. I was like, I don't care, win or lose. If
Yeah.
I feel like this is it for me, then, I mean...
The fight was here, right?
Yeah, the fight was here. It was my first amateur fight. So I fought, won that fight. I was like, wow, this feels so good. You know?
That's
It
crazy.
felt
Congratulations.
Was it
for
win by
being-
like
yeah.
knockout or just by?
No, it was by decision. And this was
Okay.
like,
Nice.
bear in mind, like 5 years ago, I had my first amateur fight.
Wow, you've been
Yeah.
doing boxing for quite a while
Yeah, for
now.
quite a while now. So
Nice.
it just instilled in me at this point.
Yeah.
Wait, so you were 19 when you first
Yeah.
decided to pick up the gloves and try boxing?
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, I always hate this about myself. When I was like 19 or 20, I didn't have any hobbies or I didn't have any passion or anything. But I'm so glad that there are people now who like at 19, 18 realize, you know what, I really love this sport. I really love this kind of martial art. Is considered a martial art,
it
right?
is,
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
pushed through because usually like teens,
They're
when
just
you're in that
lazy,
phase, like
yeah.
it's a phase. So your mom's probably like, it's a phase.
Yeah,
But
probably.
you never got out of it.
Especially if it's like a sport where you get hurt, you know?
Yeah.
So it's
Exactly,
like,
when
I
there's
know it's not gonna
combat
last
and
long.
everything.
Yeah. But like, a lot of people, like in terms of sports, they say you're too late to start that age, you know? 19, people like prodigies, they start like 12
That's true.
and before.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
If I like it, I like it. I'm not going to stop doing it just because someone told me, oh, you're old,
Right.
you know?
It must take a lot of self-discipline to do it though, because like boxing is such a difficult sport because it's not just punching, right? It's not just throwing punches. There's a lot of technical
A lot, not
like
just
ways to
that,
do
but,
it.
like,
Yeah.
Diet. You actually have to wake up early in the morning, like go for runs.
Oh man.
Work out twice a day, but it's not just twice a day. Like boxing is a sport basically. It's not like how you say collegiate sports. You get paid mad money as soon as you enter the league, right?
Right.
We're still in the process of finding sponsors and stuff like that because it's in the Middle East. It's growing, so
Yes.
we fund ourselves basically for now.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we still have full-time jobs. At
Yeah.
the same time, we're fighting.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
That's tough, but that's when you see how disciplined you are and how passionate you are
Yeah.
because of you still working and then still doing boxing at the same time. So like
It's
kudos to
difficult,
him,
but
yeah.
it's manageable. If it's manageable, then that's all I'm happy for, just to give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the training is insane for boxing. Like it doesn't. I think most of the workouts don't even involve you wearing gloves. It's mostly like lots of cardio, lots of body
A
weight.
lot of cardio and body weight. I mean, if you're working with the coach, yeah, you hit the bags with the gloves. You work with the coach with the gloves. Shadow boxing, you don't need gloves. You just punch around, just work on your technique. Like some training sessions are going to be so boring because you're just looking at the mirror, throwing the same punch for an hour. It's boring, but it
To
just,
perfect
to
your-
perfect everything, every single detail.
Right.
You know.
And do you usually, right before a fight, you train every single day, right?
Yeah, every single day except Fridays. Fridays, we're not talking about boxing.
Yeah.
I just want to
Sorry that we're recording on a
Yeah.
Friday, guys, and he's talking about boxing. So I hate being that person.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
So just for everyone to know, he just had a fight last week.
Yep.
And he won that fight. So congratulations.
Thank you so
Like,
much. Appreciate it.
And he was just telling us before the show that before the fight he had to cut 7 kgs.
7 kilos is not easy.
Yeah, gosh.
I can gain 7 kilos easy, but cutting, that's a different story, guys. But what do you want to share? Like, what's your win ratio or something like that? Or
So I had 6 fights, 5 wins, 1 loss.
Nice.
oh, that's still an amazing
It's
track
pretty
record.
good.
Yeah, so we're just continuing now. I'm gonna have, I think, my last 4-round fight coming soon, and then we're just gonna go up from there.
And these are all fights in the UAE for now, right?
Yeah, for now.
Are you looking at hopefully going somewhere, flying somewhere for these fights in the
I
future?
really do wish one day, like the UK, because I miss the UK. It's just lovely weather over there. You know, after a fight, you just want to chill.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to chill in England.
Yeah.
Go around, have some scones, fish and chips.
Yeah. You can chill here, but
Play
like
footy
in a
with
mall.
the lads.
Yeah. Go to the
Can't-
pub.
Yeah, true. You can't really chill outside. But how's like the boxing scene here in Dubai?
It's really growing a lot because like I remember 2017 you can only have like 1 or 2 shows, but now I think we've had like 4 or 5 shows and it's only the third quarter of the year.
Right.
So we're just going at it because like I might have 2 more fights before the year ends, you know.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I'm just happy like it's growing.
Yeah, we're almost at the end of the year, and there's 2 more other fights.
But
that
where
you're
are these
planning
fights?
for.
Where do you fight? Are there like venues and stuff like built for this or?
Yeah, so we were supposed to fight in Coca-Cola Arena in April,
Ooh.
but because of the whole COVID rules and stuff like that, no spectators allowed. So we just put it in a small place called where was it? In Blue Waters.
Okay.
It's like a little dome called Rotunda.
Okay.
Yeah, so no spectators came but the fighters and the staff only came. And then sometimes we'll fight in hotels and stuff. My last fight was in a hotel where people actually came to watch, and it was packed. I was shocked.
Wow. It's during the pandemic. This is last week's fight.
Yeah, this was last week's fight.
Wow.
It was packed, but there's still like COVID like
Restrictions, like you
and
have
stuff
to social distance and all that.
But do you feel a different change environment when there are spectators there and when there are not? Like, do you feel like more energetic when there's like people cheering you on and everything?
Yeah, I do. But it's just like before the fight, I do because I can hear the crowd. You know, the walk-in music is outside. You can just hear the people screaming and stuff. As soon as like I enter that ring and the bell rings, it's just like only person I hear is my coach.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like I have to like blur out everyone else and just focus on the
Right.
guy in front of me and hear my coach in the corner.
So you still hear him while you're in the ring
Yeah.
and him giving you instructions as to what to do.
Yeah.
How cool.
Because I was listening to this podcast, Brendan Schaub's, and he talks about the energy that a crowd can really
No, it has
bring
a big
to
effect.
the And he's like when he was there when he was watching a few MMA fights and there was no crowds, you can literally hear everything that is going on. Like even like the guy talking to himself and or the guy like his coach like talking to him and giving him some advice and
Yeah.
everything. So it's really difficult. Yeah, and you need that support system behind you, like what you
Yeah.
mentioned a while ago. So it's I can imagine fighting in an empty arena.
Yeah, I was watching this MMA fight recently by ONE FC. One of my friends fight for ONE FC, and there were no spectators, like just the team of these MMA fighters, and you can hear the opponent's coach telling him what to do. And I feel as a fighter where you're in the octagon or the ring and you can hear your opponent's coach overpowering your voice's your coach's voice. I don't know if I'll be rattled. Like I don't know if he's trying to put you down in that way, but
Or
I
get
think
in your head or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like you can, but then sometimes some fighters hear the other coaches because then they're just like, oh, okay, he's gonna do this. All right, so what am I gonna do
right.
to avoid that?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Without a crowd, it just feels like practice. Because when your practice is there's no one there. It just feels like practice if there's no people.
That's
Right.
true.
So it's just
Right.
weird. Like you don't feel the same energy.
Do you weigh in, of course, like your opponents before the match? Do you study their moves? Like what are their strengths, weaknesses?
We do, but because we're in the developing stage, like not a lot of fighters have a lot of footage. Because like say if you have a
Right.
big fighter like Ryan Garcia,
Yeah.
of course we're gonna like study hundreds of films. But because the developing stage, not a lot of fighters have video. We just guess from the first bell.
Right.
So as soon as we're there, it's just like studying as you're fighting.
Nice.
Basically, you're just like, okay, what's he gonna do? All right, he likes to put his hands here. He likes to do this and that. Okay, I'll capitalize on that movement.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's
Like doing it professionally for me is just like that's discipline, courage. Like imagine getting in the ring and having your face potentially, punched a million times. Have you ever gotten out of a fight with like an injury on your face?
No, and thank God.
Wow.
Not yet,
God.
dude. Not yet.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. All the wood. That's good. That means he's able to like
Move my head.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know how my mom takes it, honestly, because like she watches front row seat, like the nosebleed seats, you know?
She's like Mommy Janisha.
Yeah, exactly. But like,
Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao's mom.
Okay.
yeah,
I don't
Manny
know.
Pacquiao's mom.
Yeah.
So I saw footage and she was just sitting like this. That's it. There's no
No reaction.
No reaction. She's like, "Come on, beat him."
Oh.
And that's it.
Whoa.
You know, she takes it really well for for someone's son to be able to like do boxing and do this professionally. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she sees that you're really passionate with what you do, so she's there to support you.
Yeah, she's a big supporter. Like she helps me out. So.
And how about your dad? Is he also there in the shows?
My dad, he came to my first ever professional debut. You know.
Nice.
So he came, watched, and then we hugged it out. He's like, "What is this? Why'd you beat him up so bad?"
Oh,
I was like-
nice. It's like,
Taking out my frustrations on you.
you shouldn't have done that, son. So we're very curious to know, like, how did your mom and dad meet, actually?
So basically, I think it was they told me back in '94.
Wow.
Where my mom was working at a waitress in Golden Fork.
Ah,
You know Golden Fork?
yes.
Dude,
The
OG
old-
seafood.
What is the
old
soup?
restaurant.
The
Bouillabaisse.
bouillabaisse
Boy,
soup?
that's
Yes.
the OG
Yeah.
seafood soup
So-
here, man.
My mom was working at a waitress, and then my dad comes in one day, orders food, blah blah blah, this and that, and right as he was about to leave, she gives him the check, and he gives her his pager number. You know.
Yes, the 90s.
The '90s, like, hey, tap me on the hip, and then I'll call you. I was like, wow, unbelievable.
That is so cute.
Yeah.
Not even phone, pager.
But that's the thing. 3 weeks later, they got married.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 weeks later, they just got married.
So wait, so he gave her a pager number. She like maybe that same night she paged him. He calls her back.
Yeah. I was like, Mom, does Dad have that much game for you to marry him 3 weeks after you met him?
How cute.
Yeah,
That is such a cool story.
2 years, I came out this little Nepalese looking boy.
Do you still get it a lot?
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
every now and then.
Yeah.
But like, I never really got people saying like, "Oh, you look local." Like, it's either Nepalese or Filipino.
I would have never guessed you were local.
Yeah, no one would have guessed. I think that I'd be a perfect CID at this point.
Yeah, true.
Undercover agent.
Yeah.
No, I see Emirati features actually. When he showed me the pictures, I'm like, yeah, he is half Filipino, half Emirati. Yeah.
No one's got
I don't
it.
know, maybe Arabs, I don't know. Maybe because I have an Arab gene in me. Like
Maybe.
I like when I see other Arabs, I'm like,
No,
okay.
you only knew because I told you he was. If I just showed you a picture of him, you wouldn't have guessed.
Did you? I don't know, but he looked really Emirati Filipino to me. Like now I see him.
You have the chinky. At
You
least
know
you look
why?
more Filipino than I do.
Now I
Yeah.
remember. I did have a friend. He is half Emirati, half Filipino. Yeah.
Do you know him?
I'll show you guys a picture
We're
later.
probably related at this point.
Probably. But yeah, like he looks like you, but a little bit taller. You might look like cousins, probably.
Who is he?
His name is Saeed.
Of course, his name is.
Of course, his name is Saeed. I wouldn't say his last name, but yeah, we'll talk about him later. I'll show you guys a picture.
Okay.
And then you let me know if he looks like him or not. Yeah. But he is half Filipino, half Emirati.
Like full. Like his
Yeah.
dad is like really local Emirati.
Yeah. If I tell you his surname, you'll be like, yes, it's an Emirati surname.
Okay, yeah.
I'll say it
Maktoum.
later. Because I don't want him, like, I don't know if he'll ever stumble.
If he's
upon
okay
this.
with it.
Yeah.
But
But
do you think you're more Filipino than Emirati or Emirati and Filipino, or you're like the exact
I really
balance?
I really don't know. Like, I don't think there's a balance for being mixed race, you know? Because like you can fit into one thing and then not fit in, and fit into the other side and not fit in at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I categorize myself as just like me, you know, like because I had this discussion with my girlfriend. She's also like mixed race. She's half Filipino, half German. She's like, there's some ways that she identifies as German and some ways she identifies as Filipino.
Right.
You know, so I can't really say where I really identify myself as, or like which side I'm more at.
Yeah.
You know?
I think the same for us. Like,
No, I'm more Filipino.
yeah, you
Filipino?
say you're more Filipino. Me, maybe during my time when I was in the Philippines, because I studied in the Philippines, I would have identified more as a Filipino at that time. But now that I'm growing up and you know, I started working here, being around other Lebanese people, I feel like, yeah, I'm definitely half. I'm definitely in the middle. There are times when I do identify myself as a Pinoy, and then sometimes as well where I identify myself as a Lebanese. And I think that's the beauty of it, right? like being in the middle and getting two different cultures and being able to say, oh, I know about that, but in a much bigger scale.
I feel like it's a beauty and a curse as well, because like, do both of y'all ever get that you don't fit in type thing? Because like being raised here, I was never really fit in with the locals because I'm not like a pure local, right? At the same time, I never really fit in with the Filipinos because I couldn't speak the language properly. You know, so it's just difficult to find that balance of where to fit in, you know?
You're always the odd one out. Yeah. That's true. When I go to Lebanon, I feel like people ask me, where are you from? And if I go to the Philippines, people still ask me, where are you from? I'm like,
so you're just like, where do I belong at this point? You know?
Exactly. It's called a third culture kid. So like you really don't know your footing in this world. Like your parents are from two different places. You're born in a different country, but since you're born here, But then, you know, like for me, even if I think I am more Filipino than I am, when I try to mingle with the Filipinos, I feel completely like I feel like they don't want me there, or I feel like I don't belong here. So it's really tough, you know, to find that balance, because then you like you lose that whole identity, like who am I?
Yeah, exactly.
And then we're influenced a lot with like Western culture, like American culture and everything. So it's like really like we're all over the place.
All over the place. We haven't influenced like a lot of Western culture. It's crazy.
That's true, especially for you because you've studied in
England,
the UK.
I studied in England. Yeah, it's just an eye opener. You know, like coming from here, going to the UK, I'm like, wow, everything's so different. Not just like the weather, obviously. It's how people are. They're just so different.
Sometimes I feel like being a Dubai kid for so long, we start living in the Dubai bubble that when you go somewhere else, you're like, whoa,
culture shock.
Yeah, a little culture shock. I had a culture shock as well. I was like, wow.
It's entirely different. But then it's good because you learn from.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
So I learned a lot while I was there for my 3 years. Like, I know, I understand. I lived with my mom. I mean, I still do. She'd cook for me, clean, and then over there, I was like, okay, now I need to there's no maid.
Yes.
I gotta do it myself and stuff like that. It's even the little things, you know, and stuff like that. Like just the basic that I needed to do. As I'm growing up, cooking, cleaning,
washing your clothes,
washing my clothes, how to pay the bills and stuff like that. Because like after dorms, me and a couple of friends, we moved out to our own spot.
Right.
So I had to like ration everything out. Okay, now I gotta pay for this bill, this bill, that bill, phone bill.
Yes.
You know, transportation.
Ooh.
I'm like, oh, wow.
Yeah. You started feeling like an adult.
Yeah.
So then no one's there to help you out with anything.
So I give props to the people that live there because they've been doing this since they were like way younger than I was. They did it like at 15, all these stuff, you know.
That's true.
While over here, we're just like fed with a silver spoon, I guess you can say. You know?
That is true. Before I left my parents' house, the same as you, because I lived with my mom. You know how Filipino moms, they take care of us so much. From
the baby
food,
us till now I'm 30, and my mom still does the same thing.
Everything. So when I left and I lived alone, I thought like when I would come back home, I'd be like, oh, my house would be clean, because you had that mentality. You would leave for work, you'd come back, everything's clean. So I would come back home and be like, there's no magic. Like, I have to take care of myself, sweep the floor, wash the clothes, everything else.
Don't lie, she calls a maid. I don't believe her. Okay. She has a cleaning lady who comes for like 3 hours once a week.
Yeah, but that's once a week. Imagine all of the other days after that.
How dirty can you be? It's like,
once a week.
He's also judging you. It's like, seriously?
Just do it yourself, you know, have a little Friday cleaning, you know, chill, clean everything out.
Exactly.
But did you have the same problem when you went to UK? Did you want to go to UK, or did your parents suggest that you would go study there?
No, mom wanted me to study in Dubai, but then I was like, nah, I really want to explore the world, see how it really is outside. So when I did, I was like, okay, I'm thankful I actually went through that, because I think it just made me the person I am right now.
Yeah.
Because like I remember my girlfriend and I would have this conversation, like, how do you think we would be if we never traveled abroad? You know, would we be the same person, or would we be like, oh, the regular? I wouldn't categorize Dubai kids like that. You know, it's just weird.
No, but I think it's true. Like, for me, going to the Philippines for 4 years to study, like, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have been, I guess, more independent, more understanding of how other cultures are, and just opening your eyes to what other people are doing outside of our own Dubai bubble. Because Dubai is very safe. Everything's here. You're well provided for. But then it's not the case everywhere else, right? And you get to see that reality when you leave Dubai.
Yeah, I guess everyone needs a little bit of eye-opener to see how things actually work, just so you can actually like buckle up and get ready for whatever's coming.
The real world and stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's so true, because even when I started traveling, I realized, oh, there's so many things that I took for granted over here, like leaving a laptop in Starbucks and going to the washroom.
You can't do that outside.
No.
Especially
in the UK.
In Philippines, you can't do that.
No,
you leave your kid on the side, you look to your right, your kid is gone.
That's true.
I guess I have to make another one. Like, he's gone. There's no even search. I can't search for him. That's gonna be all go in vain. So I'm like, might as well make a new one.
That is true. Like everywhere you go, like here in Dubai, I left my phone in a cinema and my wallet. It came out of my bag. I don't know. I was trying to pull out something. The next day I called them and they're like, oh yeah, it's in lost and found. I'm like,
so
great,
sweet.
right?
It's so sweet. Like,
that would never happen anywhere else.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
That would
Just
only
give up.
happen in
Once you
Dubai.
lose something, just give up. Like,
And imagine
it's lost
losing a
cause.
wallet with all of your cards in it. So I was like
just cancel
panicking.
everything. Just cancel everything.
But it was there. So yeah, Dubai really like took care of us a lot. But sometimes we would have to get out of it just to like experience everything else. Yeah. How was it like being half Emirati? Because here again, being like spoiled and well taken care of, Emiratis are well taken care of. Like everywhere you'd see how the UAE really puts them on, you know, a pedestal. Like these are our people and they really take care of them. Like how was that for you?
I mean, I never really experienced that, honestly, because everything was supposed to be on my dad's side. Because my parents divorced, I lived with my mom. She took me to private school and stuff like that. So I never had free education. So I know what education actually was when she would pay for it, you know?
Right.
It's different. And like, I never had the top-notch grades, so I couldn't get the scholarships and stuff like that. But like, we were taken care of still, because we just moved into a new house. The government provided us like, a place to live in. So I'm really thankful for that. You know, my mom always wanted a nice house to live in rather than renting an apartment. Yeah. So it's just nice, like, how the country actually takes care. And we're always like a priority, you know? Because like, obviously, like...
Yeah.
You're the minority in this country.
We're the minority, you know? Like, it's less. So I'm just happy that this country does provide for its people.
Yeah,
I'm blessed.
So your mom has the Philippine passport then?
No, she has the local passport. Okay. So like back then when they were handing it out, she would be like, "Well, what's the worst that can happen? You know, might as well just take it." She took the risk.
Yeah,
investment.
It was a good risk.
Yeah, it was a good risk.
Yeah, that's true. I think back then they were much more giving of the Emirati passport, even if. I remember there was a time where even if you weren't an Emirati, they would give it away.
Yeah, they would
people.
give it away.
Yeah, but now not that easy anymore.
Now it's not. I mean, you can still get it, but under conditions.
They actually opened it up recently. What, a couple of months back, a year back, during pandemic, when they said we're open to giving out Emirati passports, but there's a strict list of things that you have to like have or like that they require in order for you to get the Emirati passport.
No, but at least UAE is opening up in that way. Like even with the golden visa.
Oh, yeah.
I think even athletes they're giving the passport too, right?
And talents and stuff
artists,
like that.
Artists, yeah.
Artists. So it's good. It's good, great opportunity for like local based talents over here.
Yeah.
I find that so amazing. You know.
Yeah.
Just to like go and be like, hey, you're actually doing a lot for not just for yourself but for us as well.
Yeah.
You know, so stay here for longer.
Yeah. Even for scholars. So I remember like a couple of students who have A grades or like a really high like top amount of grades.
Yeah, the class toppers they're getting it for their families as well.
Exactly.
So like it's the kids and the parents. So
this is why we invited Fahad, so that we can get like a closer chance to getting a golden visa.
Yeah, I'll hook you up with that.
Wait, do you get to decide who gets? No. Dude, you fooled me. I don't like that.
Psych.
But how's your experiences when you go to the Philippines, though? Do you feel like you're at home there, or is it like completely a different world? Or
it is a different world, like compared to here, because it's just green. Like where my mom's from is Iloilo, right? It's just green, everything. We live in a province.
Nice.
Like it feels welcoming because it's family. At the same time, like the language barrier. My Lola, she doesn't speak English.
Okay.
So we need a translator in between, you know, and stuff like that. But I will pick up some words and say it to her, like, oh, Lola, namamiss kita, mahal kita, and stuff like that. So just so she understands it.
Yeah.
But other than that, it just feels amazing. It
just
feels like, wow, like I love it here. I mean, I love it there.
Yeah.
And it's so different. Yeah, like I'm sure like you can go around in like slippers and in chinelas and go on a bicycle on a motorbike and just go around everywhere.
Yeah,
so it's completely
chill,
different as well. Yeah, it's very laid back and I love it. I love the beaches, everything there.
It's simple in Philippines.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it. It's
simple
very
life.
simple. Yeah.
And also, I'm sure your family and everyone else, they're very welcoming. Like, they see someone, even if you're not a family member, even if you're not a close friend, they're like, come into our house, we'll feed you. Even if they don't have a lot, they'll give whatever they have.
It's just hospitable.
Yeah. I love the Filipinos and our Filipino moms.
But even the Emiratis are very welcoming.
Oh, yeah, they're very, very welcoming. Like, I don't like.
So I think you got like the best of both cultures,
best of both
per se.
cultures.
Yeah, and it's like, and they're not so different. I don't see a lot of difference between the Indians and not Indians, the Filipinos and the Emiratis.
Yeah.
So I think you were raised in a very like welcoming, like you were very open to people as well.
It's like I don't know how that whole stereotype of like Arabs are very like rude people. You know, we're so welcoming and like in general because like you just talk to them and be like, oh, Habibi, come here. You know, no, I'll pay the bill.
Yeah.
And then they start fighting for the bill and stuff like
that.
that.
True. Such an
like,
Arab trait.
Yeah, it's such an Arab trait. I'm like, wow.
Maybe one of the things that make Arab or maybe Asians fear the Arabs is their voice. You know how all Arabs, when they talk, is like they're always shouting, but we're not shouting, or our dads are not shouting.
Voice. We're just excited.
Yeah, we're just excited. It's the normal tone of voice. So we're not mad. We're just enthusiastic about everything else.
And it's like the whole idea of like Emiratis are just like angry people. We're not. All you gotta do is just approach us.
Yeah, it's true.
We're really like friendly people.
Yeah.
And we don't want to be in that like not always being in that Emirati circle. We love other nationalities just like as much as we love our people. So we see everyone just the same.
That's true. I
think the only threat is like something what I mentioned before. Like they're becoming smaller and smaller as a minority. Like they're becoming like really a minority in their own country because a lot of expats are coming in. So maybe they just have to put their guard up a little bit and try to preserve their culture, make sure that their country is still doing okay, even in the hands of like a lot of different nationalities as well. Yeah,
but look at how many other nationalities they've welcomed in their country in a span of less than 50 years.
It's not just welcoming, it's as well like adapting to how they'd like it here as well.
Right.
You know, so we're really trying to put the best of both worlds in this country.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, we've all seen how, you know, Dubai, the whole UAE evolved from 20 plus years back to now.
Quick, you know.
Like literally overnight. Whenever I drive on the road, I'm like, okay, this is a new road I've ever been on.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, do you remember the little things such as like that little clown in Lamsi Plaza?
Lamsi Plaza? Oh my goodness, yes.
Or like you driving down Sheikh Zayed Road and there's nothing.
There's only 2 lanes.
Right?
Yeah, it's just 2 lanes.
I don't remember that though. Even
that?
if I was born and raised here, I don't remember Sheikh Zayed Road as much as I should have.
And it was just all sand.
Yeah, all sand. And the canal wasn't even there back then. It was just a straight road.
Yes. And you would see like from your far right the beach, like you'd see the ocean, and then on your left you'll probably see Trade Center, and once you pass that, that's it.
Nothing.
It's all sand until you reach Abu Dhabi. And that's it. You'll see a couple of villas here and there sprinkled in Jumeirah, but that's it. And it's crazy as how that evolved to the metropolis that Dubai is now. I'm sure you must be like very proud. Because this is your country.
It's an ambitious country, which I think a lot of people like would want to do as well. Because like if you're ambitious, it just shows you that you're capable of doing a lot of things. You know.
That's true. Less than 50 years.
And and I'm glad they're really embracing technology. Like even things like, because the other day I was in a car accident and everything was just on an app.
Yeah, it's quick.
So it was like everything is like so quick. If I want to go to the bank, I can, on my way there, I just get a queue number, and by the time I get there, I'm already being served. So I really like the fact that it's really taking technology into new levels.
Yeah, I just love how it's a city of convenience. So whatever is convenient for you, it just takes you there. It makes it easier for you.
But
again, when we travel to different countries, then we expect that same convenience, and that's when we're like,
we can't expect that.
You're like, it's not the same. Like when you're traveling, you're just in your like apartment or hotel, and you're like, should I order something? You're like, actually, I have to get out, get my food. Unless you're like in the US and don't they have like Deliveroo or something else there?
They got something called DoorDash.
DoorDash. That it is.
Yeah. DoorDash.
We're so influenced by the US. We know everything that's happening there, even if I've never lived there.
I mean, they do hype everything up,
right?
You know? They know how to hype things up.
That's true.
Which is sick.
Yeah. Speaking of hype, I have a question actually, and we're gonna get into like the boxing thing, because I feel like boxing now is very hyped as a sport, but then it's also getting into a lot of influencers getting into the boxing scene. Like, what do you think about all of these YouTubers like Logan
and Jake Paul?
I mean, I will respect some YouTubers. Jake Paul, I gotta give it to him because he actually works for it, and he's not fighting
Right.
just to make money out of it. He actually loves the sport. He trains.
Yeah.
And there are some fighters, I'm just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you know, because I don't know if it puts a bad name or a good name to boxing, because at the end of the day, they're doing boxing. It brings up the boxing name, right? But it's not, I wouldn't say for the right reasons.
Right.
Because you have fighters that's been boxing since they were little kids.
Yeah.
And then they're not making the same impact as these guys.
Yeah.
These
Like,
YouTubers are making.
I think it's because they were backed up by the fame. But
Yeah,
but
exactly.
you really, because I really hate Jake Paul and his trash talking and the things he does. I don't know, it's just very cringy for me as well. But
Jake Paul
I
is
don't
the
know if it's-
younger brother,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the trash talker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know if is that part of the sport or
Yeah,
is
it's part of it. It's just to be like, oh my god, they're actually talking. I can't wait to see these guys knock each other's heads off.
Right.
You know,
okay?
it's like that. It's just like emotional attachment to it.
Yeah.
You know, so
But sometimes it's not real, right?
sometimes I mean I don't know. Because you see, after a fight, they hug each other.
Yeah.
You
True.
know, so maybe that's out of respect, or maybe it's just like mind games before a fight.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, I'm actually
Getting
gonna
in
knock
their
you.
head.
Yeah, getting in their heads. Like, oh, I'm actually gonna knock you out.
Yeah.
You know, so you better watch out. And they're just like, oh my god.
do you do that as well or no?
No, I've never done it, but I have like been confident enough to say yes, I'm gonna win this fight. I don't care how it's gonna happen. I'm winning this fight.
Okay,
that's
okay. This is
just
the
that.
mindset though.
Yeah, it's
But
a
you never
mindset.
like went on Instagram and like, yo, I slid into your girl's DMs today. and...
No, never.
I feel like
No.
that's such a low blow thing to do, right? Like, why would you? I don't know. Maybe for the clout, maybe for the fame or whatever.
Yeah.
Because more people are gonna watch your game.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
No, but they made a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
During those fights.
Yeah, of course they made a lot of money.
Oh gosh. Who
Millions.
fought Floyd Mayweather? Was it
Logan.
Jake or
Logan, yeah,
okay?
Logan.
Okay.
I think it started with Logan and the TSI.
KSI.
KSI.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Logan KSI. So
Yeah.
they started the whole thing. I remember my friend told me, he's like, yo, you watching Logan for his KSI? I was like, who are these people? Logan, what boxer's name is Logan?
Yeah.
And then I checked, I was like, Logan Paul? It started, is boxing? Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
was
Me
like,
too. When
yeah.
I saw that, I was like, this is odd. Like, you've never really seen a YouTuber go into a sport
yeah.
that quickly. Because, like you said, you've been training for so long, years and years and years, and it got you to where you're at now.
Yeah.
But then all of these other influencers.
Like taking a shortcut in a way.
Or maybe like instead of like really training as hard as like real athletes are, they train for like a couple of months and they're like, let's get in the ring right away.
I mean, like, I wouldn't know if they're training for like a couple months or not. But like, the only shortcut is through the fame, because they had a big fan base before boxing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that's the big sell. That's why everyone wants to watch.
Yeah.
Because
And
if you have two famous people watching and you have a fan base on one end and a fan base on the other, the fan base is even going to start talking trash, you know?
that's
Like,
true.
yeah, this guy is going to beat this guy, blah, blah, blah.
And then it just grows and grows from there.
Yeah.
And these producers would love it,
Yeah,
right?
like,
They're-
oh, if it sells,
Count
it
the
sells.
money, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get a bit of cut of the check, you know?
Yeah, that's true. But hopefully, like, some of these people are not just in it for the wrong reasons. Because also it's opening up doors for other, young people who would really want to get into the sport
Yeah.
and really would love to do boxing for...
That's the thing. So like my thinking when I first saw that, I'm like, Floyd Mayweather, when he's really like he's the number one boxer in the world, right? Is he?
Yeah, one of the best boxers out there.
And people
Highest paid.
like I'm not like maybe like let's say you or people who've been doing boxing for like 20 years or something really want to make it up the leagues to fight him, and then
Yeah.
one guy out of nowhere, Logan Paul, comes in and he gets to fight him directly on a like a global arena.
Yeah.
So I can imagine what people must be thinking as well when it comes to things like
I mean,
that.
Floyd is retired though, but like still, Floyd is gonna take the money because
Yeah.
like he's retired. He's like, oh, if I see an easy opportunity to make money, why not?
Yeah, and he's that type of person, right? His Instagram is full of like, I make money, I'm like a billionaire, I spend cash on expensive things. Just like how Conor McGregor is. Like, he's all about his money and his fame and all that. They have this status in life already.
But McGregor came into MMA like that. That's why I like it. Like, he was the cockiest guy I've ever seen in
Yeah.
my whole
true.
life.
Yeah.
And it worked for him. He had the charisma to be able to be cocky, you know?
Yeah.
And it worked well for him. Now look at him. He's one of the highest paid athletes out there.
Exactly. He just needs to get the wins in. He hasn't been winning anything.
He will get back.
The last fight, though, I would say, like, I think it wasn't fair, like, for him. The last fight. But then everything else before that, he didn't win, for sure. Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
It's Poirier's win.
I don't
know
watch
you
any
like
of these.
Conor McGregor.
I like his
yeah.
personality. I like how cocky he is. But I just
I like him from knowing from how he started, because he started like really, really
down in the dumps and
down there.
Brought himself up.
Yeah, and his wife, well, girlfriend back then, was supporting him and paying for everything, and then he got himself to the ranks of being the top MMA UFC fighter out there. So he has my respect there. But it's just now it's getting a little bit crazy.
It is.
Right?
I'm not gonna lie.
I think that's the name of the game now. The louder you are, the cockier you are, you get.
And it's working.
People.
It's working. It's worked for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know why I'm whispering, but
I have a question.
no, do you think these games are rigged by any chance? Like
the celebrity ones?
Yeah.
I really don't know. Because like, I just can't tell. Because like when the way they're punching, I'm like, what's going on? So like, I don't know if it's real or not.
Right.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of money behind
there was a video I saw where there was a punch of Mayweather to Logan, and then he was carrying him like so he doesn't like fall and get knocked out or something. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly or what I'm. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Where he punched him and just like kind of like held him up just so he to keep the show going.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure.
Yeah, there was a part in their fight as well.
Who punched who? Floyd punched
Logan.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was too hard that the other guy
I think
almost
like
fell.
Logan Paul was about to fall, but then he was holding him up just to keep the thing going on or something.
Wow, because I'm sure a lot of people paid a lot of money
$1 for that,
to see that
pay-per-view as well.
Yeah, well,
cheap.
it's Floyd Mayweather, right? He knows how to rake in the cash for sure.
Wait, since we're talking about America, what do you think about the UAE fighters like that Belhassa kid? Was it Money Kicks? Yeah,
Money Kicks.
And
yeah.
I don't know who he fought.
He fought a guy named Anas. He's a social media influencer as well.
Okay.
Is he Arab as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's Arab. So like I was at the event. I watched the whole event.
Nice.
The event was really cool. I'm not gonna lie. They had a boogie with a hoodie. They had really awesome performers as well. There's an Indian performer as well. I forgot his name. But I was bumping with it. You know, it's some good music.
Like the Fat Joe? Am I?
No, Fat Joe was meant to be there, but he
didn't arrive.
Perform.
Oh, okay. Because I saw his name.
So I don't know. That fight was a bit off. I don't know. Like,
because they're both first-time fighters.
Yeah, first-time fighters. Yeah.
Okay.
So I wouldn't see it like they said it felt like an exhibition fight.
Okay.
You know, Rashid was just moving around a lot.
Right.
In my eyes, I saw Anas landing the cleaner shots. You know, but they gave it to Rashid.
Okay, and it wasn't a KO.
It wasn't a KO.
Okay.
Do you know him?
No, I don't really know him well, but I've met his friend.
Okay.
Yeah, Mo Vlogs.
Oh, okay. I saw Mo Vlogs once in Ski Dubai.
Yeah, he's a sweet guy.
Yeah?
He's a nice guy.
Nice. He's one of the top vloggers,
yeah,
if not the top.
one of the top vloggers.
Yeah. He is very rich too. Like he has all of these
He's
cars.
also doing those
that he
card
shows.
giveaways, as well. He's doing card giveaways.
Oh, really?
And stuff,
Is he?
Yeah. I saw it on his Instagram once.
He's basically David Dobrik of
but
the
like
UAE.
like how David Dobrik has SeatGeek, this guy has the sell any car, I think, or one of those car showroom kind of thing.
Yeah.
But would you ever want to reach that level of fame, or are you okay with like?
I don't know. I don't really want to be too famous. I feel like there's just a lot to deal with, you know. But the thing I like about here is when you're famous, not a lot of people really care. As compared to like how they hype you up in America. Like let's say you're in Hollywood, you have lunch, everyone's just taking pictures of you. But if you're like a local celebrity here, you walk around and it's like you're normal, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like I'd much rather have that than be like a proper celebrity, be famous. I don't think I'd handle it too much.
Really, from your charisma and everything, I think you'll be awesome at it. Like if people ask you on the street, "Hey, can I have a picture?" You'll be cool with that. But I don't know.
I'd be cool with it. Yeah, I'd be cool with it. But it's just like imagine everyone just on you.
Yeah.
You know, like you see that video of Justin Bieber where his fans are just waiting outside his house.
Yeah.
I can't do that. Like
he handled it well though.
Yeah, he handled it well. I'd be like, okay, guys, same thing. I'm sorry. Like, you know, I'm at home. I'm just trying to chill out here.
Yeah.
You know?
Imagine random strangers just show up on your door and you're like really tired and you just want to get home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a difficult life, and maybe that's why a lot of these celebrities get it difficult and they fall into different sorts of like depression and stuff like that because it's a lot to handle.
It's a lot. It's just it's your image at the end of the day. You know, you say one wrong thing, that's it. Your whole career is tarnished.
Yeah, cancel culture.
You're canceled. Done. That's it.
Yeah, that's so true. And everyone has an opinion about everything now, right?
Everyone does.
It's so easy to just type away on social media, and rather than how it was back then, like you have to voice out your opinion and you have your face attached or your whole name attached to your opinion. But now you can hide behind the fake.
It's just Twitter.
Yeah.
On Twitter.
Like, yeah, that's true.
Say one thing. Oh, let's cancel this guy. And if they don't like it as well, they'll just follow with it. You know.
Yeah, it's
scary.
But that's cool that you're okay with your pace, right? Like how you from where you started to where you are now. Is that what you envisioned when you started going into boxing as well?
Like I'm not gonna lie. I wanted when I was younger. I was like, oh, it'd be nice to be famous. But then as I'm going on with the journey, I'm like, I'll just take it how I take it.
Yeah.
I don't want to rush things and be like at a point where I'm like, oh, I wish I took it slower. You know, it's just better to let it go organically.
Because you really enjoy what you're doing,
yeah,
right?
I enjoy what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So even if like the people, like let's say when you started boxing and you saw someone else also start their boxing career and now he's doing fights in different countries, do you have that feeling like, oh, I could have been in that guy's shoes or something like that? Or is it like, I'm okay with who I am and I like the pace that I'm growing in? And because like for me as a comedian, sorry if to bring it up and make it about me, but then it's like when I see comedians who I started with and now they're doing like bigger shows and everything, then for me my ego gets hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know, do you feel the same way? Like if you see...
yeah, I would feel the same way, but then at the end of the day, you just have to trust your own process.
Yeah.
You know, you can't force things out.
That's
true. Like, if you force things out, it's not going to be the way that you wanted, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
So just let it flow naturally. I think that's the whole thing, just flowing.
Yeah.
And just doing your own thing.
Yeah.
It'll just come on its own, you know?
As long as you really, really love what you're doing, I think you're gonna get to a point, and of course you're gonna put in the hard work because we've seen how much hard work you've put into everything. You'll eventually get there to where you've envisioned yourself. What would you say to anyone who's listening who envisioned their selves as well growing up and being an athlete and being a boxer? Like what are the first or advice that you would give them?
Is make sure you're actually into it first, because if you're not, then there's no point doing it, because it's not just athlete, but like any profession, there's going to require a lot of sacrifices.
So true.
You know, like I had to miss out a lot of gatherings because I had to wake up in the morning to go work out, and then I'm always tired on the weekends because of working out and stuff like that. It's just a lot of sacrifice you have to make, a lot of planning, you know. So I advise you to make sure that if you really love it, you're going to have to go through it, the ups and downs. So just love it first. If you don't, just step aside.
Right.
Find something else that you think you'd be, passionate about.
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
Because it won't be sustainable, right? If you don't like it, you'll probably be able to last a couple of months, and then you'll be like, "Oh man, this is hard work."
Yeah.
Because your mind is there, but then somewhere else is your
It's like when you're in school and then you're in class, you're just chilling, and then you're just like, "Oh, I don't want to do this." it's the same thing. There's the same feeling.
That's true. Yeah.
In school, you have to do it. I'm not saying telling anyone to not miss out on school. Education is important,
Your mom will be like,
"Yeah, don't drop out."
Anak, what did you say on the podcast? Why did you tell people not to go to school?
Sorry, ma. It was just a joke.
Joke lang yun, ma.
Do you speak to your mom in Tagalog or English or Taglish?
In English.
Yeah. Okay, same.
Because like when my parents were together, it was just like an English household. So we speak, so you have different accents. My dad would speak in his Arabic accent. My mom would speak in her Filipino accent, and I'm just like in between, like broken Arabic and then broken Tagalog. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, but you speak more Arabic now, right?
I've always spoken more Arabic than Tagalog because I went to public school for like 8 years.
Right.
Okay.
So it was just.
So a lot of Emirati kids.
Yeah, a lot of Emirati kids.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, whoa, everyone in Honduras and stuff like that. And the thing is, the school was in Karama.
Ooh.
The school was in Karama.
Nice.
So
and where did you guys live?
Oh, back then we lived in Satwa.
Okay, not too far.
Yeah, so not too far. We just take the bus and I'm there.
Nice.
One of those Satwa villas or something?
No,
There's
apartments.
Oh, really?
We just live in an apartment. Yeah.
Nice. That's like what? 10, 15 years back.
Yeah. 15 years back.
Satwa's the OG.
I know, OG. I miss
hood.
that place. Like every time I'm like, oh, I miss it. Because everything's just open. Any convenience, like supermarket, like
yes,
it's open. It's right there.
If you need your Aman chips, it's there.
Yeah.
If you need your choki chocolate, it's there.
Your poppy snacks.
Poppy snack.
OG stuff.
That's what I forgot in this.
That's true. He got him a couple of chips from like way back. But yeah, if you look at like Satwa Karama, that's Andera. That's downtown Dubai back then, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's no Business Bay. There's no downtown Dubai now. That's where we're at. We're still far away, don't worry. Still 23 minutes.
Okay, because I can't see from here, sorry.
But that was the downtown Dubai back then, and now I feel like it's moving all the way.
Now they just call it Old Dubai.
Yeah.
That's sad, though.
I lived in Dera my whole life.
Lived in Dera?
My whole life.
Me too.
And you also,
Dera,
Dera as well.
Dera, where Murakabat police station is.
Oh God, over there.
Yes.
Oh wow.
That's where people die. That's why they opened up a police station.
I would wake up every morning, and my sister and I we own a bunk bed. I'm on the top of the bunk bed, so I could always see what's happening in the compound of the police. So they would have early morning drills. They would all line up. There would be a sergeant shouting at them, and I don't know what's happening in there, but I always wake up to that, like their early morning drills.
Oh God.
Yeah. So I miss Murakabat. I miss the old Dubai. Now that people call it old Dubai. Man, that was the OG spot. It wasn't the old Dubai.
Yeah, they were OG. That was definitely OG's places.
Even when he said Golden Fork, I'm like, whoa. That's such a Dubai story, by the way. Golden Fork. Do you still go there now?
I could have never thought a better Dubai story of how people met other than that. Golden Fork must have been a Dera branch or something, was it?
No, it was a Satwa branch.
Of course it was.
Of course, that's where everything happened for us.
And that is so cool because like a Filipino and an Emirati meeting at a Golden Fork. Because still a lot of Emiratis go to Golden Fork actually until now.
Where are they?
No, apparently what the story with Golden Fork is that it went bankrupt.
Really?
And the owner fled the UAE.
Oh.
And now I think it's just hanging by a thread, the whole place now. Because they've closed all the big branches, like the Karama branch they've closed. I'm not sure about the Dera.
I think the Dera is still there, I think.
Satwa is not there anymore, I think.
No, it's not there.
Yeah, so it's like it's really went down to shit.
That's sad. When we see like old things that we used to, places that we used to enjoy, and now it's not there anymore.
Like Lamsi Plaza burning down.
Oh, I remember that happened.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The clown's no longer there.
It was apparently some insurance fraud. That's what everyone is saying.
Really?
Yeah.
So
like
that
it
they
was
could,
also
like,
getting
start-
bankrupt, and they're like, let's start a fire and get the money from the insurance. Don't quote me on it, guys. I don't want to get cancelled.
Wow.
Be careful with quoting what Joshua says.
Yeah.
By the way.
So I have an Emirati
Fact
friend
check.
here now.
Yeah,
He
it's
can
true.
back me up.
We need to get our golden visa, okay? Don't say anything. Don't say anything bad. Shall we go back to like because you talked about your girlfriend being half and half.
Yeah.
How cool is that eventually if in the future you guys are together, you'll have a half Filipino kid, a quarter German and a quarter Emirati.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because you briefly touched about it at the beginning when we started speaking. I wanted to bring that up again of how you guys met and what you had to do to eventually win her heart.
All right, so basically she's gonna hate me for this.
It's okay.
But we've known each other since we were 16. So
Nice.
a long time. I met her through a friend back then. And then we started BBMing and started talking and stuff like that.
BBM.
Yeah,
You're bringing back all this
I'm bringing all
nostalgia,
back these
dude.
memories, huh? So yeah, we were just talking and stuff like that. She was really chill. Like, okay, I thought she was a very rich girl because a boy coming from Satwa, she lived in Meadows.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so my point of view, I was like, oh, Meadows, villas, houses, everything's green.
Community.
Yeah, community. I was
Cows.
like, wow, coming from someone who came from an apartment who played downstairs on the street,
Right.
And I was like, wow. I was like, oh, so we talked, and I was like, she's really cool. She's like nice to talk to, like everything. So we hung around and stuff like that. Kept in touch even like after she went to uni. She went to uni in England as well, but she went to Kent. And a year later, I went to London.
Right.
So we'd still meet up and chill and stuff like that.
Nice.
Right? And then I came back. She came back for a bit, and she went to go to uni in America for her master's. And then I told her, I was like, yo, listen.
Hey, girl.
Yeah, what's up, girl?
Sup, girl?
Let me just tell you one thing. I told her that I've been having feelings for her for a while.
Nice.
And stuff like that, And then she's like, why didn't you tell me sooner? I was like, what do you mean, why didn't you tell me sooner? How was I supposed to? She's like, I've liked you for a couple of years now. I was like, couple of years?
Oh,
I've liked you for longer than that, and you didn't even show nothing.
Yeah.
So like, But it was just difficult because she was going to America, so we didn't know how it was gonna happen. And the pandemic hit. I don't know if she was gonna come back, but she did. So when she came back, we started hanging out more. We talked about it. Then we actually started dating like from last year. You know, next week's our 1 year anniversary.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Happy anniversary. What's her name?
Mary Claire.
Mary Claire. Happy anniversary. We can have her on the show next time.
That's why I was excited for him to bring his girlfriend. So maybe we could have set up, because we have actually 4 mics. So maybe sometime in the future we can all have you, all you guys here.
Yeah, I'll let her know about that. See how she feels about it.
Yeah. I hope she's not too mad that you spilled the tea on how you guys met.
Nah,
but if she's
no,
still
she'll
okay,
have a different story though. I want to hear her side as well.
that's true. We have your version. We need to verify what her version is.
From both parties. All right.
Wait, so before moving to the US, before she moved to the US, that's when you confessed you liked her.
Yeah.
Then you just did a long distance there, or
No,
you
we didn't
just...
do that. We just talked like nothing. Okay. We didn't know how things would plan out. You know.
Yeah.
So when she came back, I was like, okay, that's it.
Let's give it a try. Okay.
Let's give it a
Yeah,
try.
because long distance is going to be very difficult, right? Especially when you're starting out your relationship. So I think it was a good move that they started to wait for everything.
I mean, we
until
still
she
went
back.
through long distance for like a couple months because she came and then she went back for 2 months. And I went to America to visit her for a month, and then I came back 2 months again of long distance, and now she's back here.
Okay.
Nice.
You know, so it's rough because of time difference. It's 12 hours. You know.
Oh, I
Oh
can
gosh,
imagine.
which part of America?
San Diego.
Okay, California.
Yeah, exactly 12 hours time
Exactly
difference. Yeah.
12 hours.
Yeah.
So like we adjust our schedules to this and that, Zoom dates and stuff.
And
movie
you
nights.
waking up in the morning for your
so we talk,
training.
and then at night we talk again and stuff like that. And in between our days, we'd send each other like pictures, videos, and stuff like that of how our days are going. Like, so we managed to like keep it
Yeah.
like simple for us.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's very
That's not
nice. So that's when you know that's real commitment, because even if you're like 12 hours apart, like you would still message each other, you would still keep in touch. I think that's the key to a long distance relationship.
It's just communication, because we even talked about it way before. Like, yo, if we want this to work, we're gonna have to like try.
Yeah.
You know. So what she did the cutest thing actually. She downloaded an app where it's just a joint calendar app. Basically, so we just, whatever she types in the calendar, it goes into my calendar as well. So we do this and that. So I was like, okay, that did help a lot in like what we're gonna plan out for.
Oh,
the
that's
days.
so cool.
Yeah.
Even if it was just 2 months, right? It makes a big difference.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, I think for me 2 months is still a long time, right? Because like
I can do 2 months without you.
you going away for, because we only usually meet during the weekends, because then we work during the week. So
Yeah.
when he's leaving and after we record, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be another week till I see you again. And he's like, you're so clingy. I'm like, yeah, I am clingy.
Girls,
So
man.
thank you for letting me know that you can actually live 2 months without me. Let's
Maybe even 3.
see about that.
Whoa.
Pushing the
He's gonna
envelope.
coach me you fighting now with me.
That is
Wait,
so
so
true.
your girlfriend has a full-time job as well here, or she's looking for?
She's looking for a job right now.
Okay.
Because she just got back,
Yeah,
right?
she just got back. So I told her to just chill for a bit. You know, you just graduated masters. You just
Yeah.
take some time to chill and enjoy being unemployed for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna have the same, what do you call it, free time that you have
Yes.
as you're working. Because like,
When you start working, you'll never have downtimes.
yeah, you're not gonna have a lot of downtime. So I just told her to just relax for a bit.
Yeah, that's
you know,
very good advice.
Yeah. Even during the weekends, you still think about work. So enjoy it, Mary Claire. Have the downtime as much as you can.
I think we can end with this. I'll ask you one last question, or maybe 2 actually. But do you ever see yourself having like a full-time, like a desk job or something like that, or is that out of the book for you?
I really don't know, because like I don't know how it is to be behind the desk. You know, like I'm used to like labor work and stuff, like
Right.
moving around
Right.
and doing stuff. Because like I'm a coach as well, so I just like moving around, interacting with people, and doing like holding the pads or like training people. So if you say like if we make me do scaffolding, I'd be like, all right, bet, let's do scaffolding. It's fun
Okay.
for me.
Yeah.
Like I don't know about a desk job, because like I don't know what I would do with sitting down for like a few hours.
It's boring.
Wait, what do you do?
I work for a retail company. So, I mean, it's an office job. So I work from home as well. That's where it gets a little bit tricky, because you can't separate
There's no
your
work-life
work
balance anymore.
from
Ah,
home
okay,
anymore.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I really love about like I wouldn't say abnormal jobs, but like not desk jobs like
Yeah.
yours. Like once you get out of the gym or something, then your work there is done.
Yeah.
You don't get calls like from someone or something. So it like ends there. The rest of the day is for yourself or whatever you want to do. But these desk jobs and like working in like very dynamic industries, you'll get calls on the weekends, calls at like 8 or 9 p.m., which I really, really hate. No one respects work-life balance in the UAE anymore.
Oh my God, I think everyone needs a little bit of downtime on the weekend because like everyone in the UAE works hard.
Yeah.
Oh man, so true.
And that's a standard already, right? Everyone looks at people and they expect that level of commitment from everyone, their employees, and they expect working over the time that you're allotted to. And because it's different, like for example, America, they do have overtime fees because they know that they work from 9 to 5. And if they work after that, then you have to pay me. That's how the employees say, you have to pay me more than what you pay me.
And it's a higher per hour rate.
Yes, if your overtime fee is more. But here, we're not paid by the time. We're paid in a month. So it's different because there's no line of, am I going over the time? Am I actually respecting the time or not? So I think it's just company culture. It depends on which company you join. There are some companies who don't allow or try not to give their employees a lot of overtime, but then other companies don't.
I guess it's just finding the right company for you, you know, the work environment.
Yeah.
You know, if it works well for both parties, like your employer is, then that's how it should be. Yeah. Good relationship, good work life, work-life balance.
Exactly. Like when I told you at the beginning when you asked me what I did, and I said I'm transitioning into a new job because I've been in my last company for 8 years, and you said no, whatever makes you happy at the end of the day is really what should be taken into consideration.
Yeah, exactly. Because like, you know, you only have one life, you know. So like, you can't do much. I mean, you got to do as much as you can that makes you happy. You know?
I agree. That's why I like that you're able to mix your job with what you love doing, because of course you have to train really hard for your upcoming fights, but at the same time on your downtime you're able to coach other people, and it's still in the same gym physical environment that you're in with your passion and your work as well, which is really good.
We should go to his gym one day and let's see if we can train us.
Yeah, y'all should come one day, you know.
Yes, I would love to try boxing again because it's been so long since I
once went for a boxing class. I bought 10 class passes and I only went once.
Are you serious?
You know why? Because that instructor was so hard, dude. He was so hard on me. Like, I'll just quickly wrap it up with this story. I didn't ask you one final question, but I went for this boxing class. This is like maybe 7-8 years ago.
Okay.
And first of all, he makes us run around the ring like 20 times.
You have to. That's to pump
by the
you
time
up.
I'm like, I need to puke. This is my first day, and then he's like, pick up the gloves, and then I'm like, okay. Then he's like, get a punching bag, and we have to put our legs around it, and then like twist around and all these things. I'm like, what are you making me do? Like, I can't even do a somersault or something, or like, what's that? Like a normal roll. I can't do that. And then he's like, he paired me up with this Filipino boxer. Then he's like, punch this guy, and then like, I mean, it's like just throw your left hand, right hand, and jab and all these things. And then I stopped for a while, and I just started talking to him like, "You're Filipino, kuya?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I'm half Filipino." And I start talking, and then this guy comes to me in my face, the coach, and he's like, "Shut up your face!" I punched the guy. I'm like, I'm never coming back.
Wow, that's just so rude. Wow.
I don't know if it's normal, but of course I slacked for a second just to catch my breath and try to make small talk. But I think he saw it like, this guy's a chatterbox.
I think that guy's a little bit intense. I've never experienced.
That's a bit intense.
Yeah, I've never experienced coaches like that. No, you should be motivating, not
motivating.
rude.
Like, you should be motivating at the same time. We wouldn't want you to pass out.
Yeah.
You know, so as long as you're doing the exercise, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, because you're pushing at your limit. You shouldn't be pushing further than that.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You know?
Or else you're gonna pass out and puke.
You're gonna pass out and we're gonna be like, oh.
And that's on the coach.
Yeah, that's on the coach, exactly.
For allowing you to pass out. Because he should also see signs of you getting exhausted.
Right.
Yeah. Which gym do you train in?
Around 10 boxing.
The one in Al-Quoz, right?
Yeah. So y'all should definitely come through one day.
We should.
You know it? Around?
It's right next to where I do my spinning. It's the opposite of Al Circal Avenue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
you'll see it. It's a big logo, round 10 boxing.
Yeah, we'll try to come by and let's see if
so
we have what it takes. Yeah.
Yes.
It'll be fun anyway. Like, we're not gonna like be like, oh, you gotta do it right now. Otherwise, that's it. You're done. You know?
I would love to see you do that to Josh, and I'll just be like,
I will cry, bro. You'll see a 30-year-old crying at your gym, and you're like, you need to get the mop and wipe my tears.
yeah, we should go. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Done.
Both of us.
Done.
Boxing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
in the ring.
Huh?
In the ring. Oof.
You and me.
I'll kill you.
Okay.
I've seen enough. I played Tekken for a while.
Right.
So
Okay.
on my PlayStation. So well, I think we'll wrap it up at this. So what do you see for yourself now? What is the next steps that you're gonna take on?
Just keep on doing what I do, like as long as I can, I'll manage to do it. Because like if the time my body can't do it, then I think it's time to call it, so just enjoy what I'm doing at the moment.
Yeah.
With the process, of course, with my support crew as well, my girlfriend, my mom, my dad.
Yeah.
So just going through the motion, basically.
Yeah.
The next step is just keep on fighting as well.
Let us know when your next fight is.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll
I'll
definitely be
Can
there.
general public watch?
Yeah, general public can watch.
Oh, dude, then we'll definitely go.
Because his fight last week, there was general public.
Oh, I thought it was
there,
like invite only or
No,
something.
it's not invite. So like you just buy tickets and stuff like that.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I'll keep you updated on the next one.
Yes, please.
Cool. I've never been to a boxing fight, so I would love to see what goes on.
Don't faint.
But don't put me in the front. I don't want all your blood and stuff.
No. You'll be okay. Don't worry about it.
I don't think boxing is as intense in terms of blood that comes out as like MMA fights. Yeah, because that's when you go into the cage and people like really punch each other out.
Yeah.
But boxing is more like technical.
Yeah, very technical.
Yeah. So I guess only when there's a lot of rounds involved and you get a gash or somewhere, that's when the blood comes out, but not as intense as like MMA. So that's why like really kudos to boxers, because it's such a hard sport, man. Such a hard sport. Yeah. So
really very impressed by you. Like that's why when I was thinking of guests, your name came up.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, he's Filipino Emirati. He's a professional boxer. I went through your Instagram, like, yeah, I definitely need him on the podcast. So thank you for being here as well.
I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
And what's your Instagram again, so we can ask our people to maybe follow you?
Instagram is @Bloushi, BLOUSHEYYY.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that name though? It's a nickname.
It's my last name.
Oh, okay.
But because Bloushi, like I spell it with a BLOUSHI, it's taken.
Yes.
So I had to like improv on the
Bloushi.
Yeah.
With the YYY.
That's cool.
We'll put it in our link in bio as well, so that our followers can. Sorry, not
in the
link
description
in bio.
Of the video of the podcast
video,
and everything. Yes.
So that people can follow.
Perfect.
Our listeners can follow him
that.
as well. Thank you so much for coming here. We're
really
super grateful that you took the time to meet us, and we
on
can't
your day
wait.
off. On
Yeah,
your day off.
and he has a party to go to after this. So. Congratulations on your win last week, and we can't wait for your next fight. I'm sure you're gonna win that as well.
We'll be there. We'll 100% be.
Appreciate it.
Be there. What? Red Bull is coming out.
We will visit your gym so that I can kick his butt.
I need to see this now.
She does jiu-jitsu and all, so I think she might have a chance, but I have strength.
It's been a while, so I don't know how I am in the ring anymore. So
I want to fight you though. I'll fight you.
Alright, we'll do that.
Maybe in the comedy
Philippines
scene.
and India or Philippines Emirati.
Guys, thank you so much for listening through to the podcast. We really enjoyed having Fahad over. If you want to learn more about him or just know more about him,
you can follow him on Instagram @Bloushi. That's BLOUSHE and YYY. I'll put the handle over here so you guys can even have a look into it. And while you're at it, also please do follow Half a Nice Day Podcast on Instagram. And we always love to hear from you guys. So you know the drill. You can always slide into our DMs, or you can send us an email at halfanicedayshow@gmail.com. And
if you want to go ahead and be anonymous or send us some questions, please do so with our handy advice section. You have the link within our link in bio on Instagram, as well as the description of this YouTube video. And we would really appreciate it if you can go on to Apple Podcasts, if you have it, if you're an iOS device, rate and review our podcast, or if you're on Spotify, follow us so that you get updated with any new episodes that we are rolling through, because we have one every single week.
yeah, and you can listen to us on any podcast platform of your choice. And once again, guys, we really love all the support. We love all the guests that you're recommending to us, all the questions that you're sending in, all the love that you are showing. And I think, just also please do subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit that like button, and turn on the notifications so you get notified whenever we post a new video or episode. And I guess that's it. So on that note, have a nice day.
We love you guys.
We like you as a friend. Bye.
Bye.